Okay, so people going in on Cardi B about her remark that she made to Tasha K. When Tasha K, we all know about the Titanic and how the little group of people went down, I guess they called themselves being on like a little adventure. That's gonna be a separate video how I really feel about that situation, to be honest. And that's gonna be my opinion. But Cardi spoke on how she felt about the situation. I guess one of the stepchildren went out to like a party. And everybody was saying, how he shouldn't have went. Um some mess because his daddy down there, or whatever the case may be. Like, nobody made him go down there. I guess you're supposed to be home sad, pouting, crying a river because they were stupid enough to go down there after the people already told them don't go. I mean, to me, I think that's the same thing. If they already told y'all not to go and y'all went down there, I mean, that's basically like somebody tell you not to drive your car in the river and you do it anyway because you say you're on an adventure. Okay, so that's gonna be how I feel about that in another video. Gonna be really short and sweet. I think it's plain and simple. I didn't F with how they got that man fired after the man had already basically waved the red flag that it wasn't a good idea from get-go. I told y'all one thing you don't do is play with people's jobs. And I just did not F with that. And to be honest, really for real, ain't no point of making a video behind it. I might do a little something, but I mean, it's really nothing really to cover, you know what I'm saying? Because you did it, y'all wanted to do it, ain't nobody make y'all do it, so this is the consequences. Y'all know I'm all for people needing to be held to accountability. That's just, they need to be held accountable for their actions. Nobody told you to do it, y'all did it on y'all own. Y'all put all that money there, so y'all deal with it, okay? All I got to say is don't use no tax. All I have to say is y'all should not use tax dollars to go get them people. Okay, because they use their money to get down there, so don't be using our money to save them. And that's how I feel, and that's a point blank period, right? Boom. So, and I go into that. I got another theory of that as well. But anyway, boom. So Cardi, she spoke on how she felt about it. And Tasha was basically saying how, Tasha was basically, I guess she called herself, in so many words, saying Cardi was a hypocrite because, she brought up how Cardi was partying when Takeoff passed away, right? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm kind of on the middle. I'm kind of in the middle with this. I'm going to tell you why. Y'all know I go up for Cardi. Y'all already know. Y'all already know I told y'all how I feel about her come up. I love how people just slept on her and how she came out on top. Like, y'all already know I went through that growing up with people saying I won't go graduate high school. People saying I won't go graduate college. People, I want to say maybe halfway through college, people just stopped sleeping on my accomplishments. And, people just, like, it took them some time, but now, like, when I told them I'm going to grad school, I didn't hear so much of, yeah, right. Like, I didn't hear a lot of that because it's like, okay, y'all said, yeah, right with high school. Y'all said, yeah, right with college. Like, so if they said it among themselves. They didn't say it to me. You see what I'm saying? So I love me a, underdog story. You see what I'm saying? I love stuff like that because I like to hear people talk about how, people just basically gave them a hard time and how it was hard for them and they still pushed through. So y'all already know I go up for Cardi, right? So, but I'm going to say this. I believe Tasha was right, but Tasha was wrong. I'm going to say that, right? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say Tasha don't say some funny shit. I think Tasha has, I told y'all how I feel about what she did to Cardi in another video, in an old video. If y'all want to, look, see how I felt about it, go back and look. But as far as that, I told y'all, I know how it feels for people to lie on your health. So I already told y'all how I felt about that, right? And that shit not cool. But I told y'all some of the shit Tasha be saying, it be funny. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she has black humor, that dark humor people be talking about. When she said, I'll give you an example. When she said, Kevin Hunter old lady, right? What's her name? Sharina, right? She said, Sharina just came out not too long ago saying she was battling cancer. Which I don't, no matter how much I don't care for a person, I may not think what I may not care much for what you did. I thought with the way they did Wendy was grimy. But we not going to sit up here and act like Wendy ain't did her little dirt throughout the years. And like people always say, like the old saying always goes, like the old saying always went, most of the time when people get karma, 60% of the time it's going to come back from somebody they know, that they trusted. The other 40% is going to come back from somebody in the streets. Okay? So, boom. Okay? Take that, do what you want with it, right? Boom. So, here's the thing, right? I told y'all how I feel about the Tasha and Cardi situation. I already told y'all I thought what she did was grimy. I know how that feels for people to lie. And like I told y'all, at least Tasha gave Cardi an apology. When my results came back, I had bitches tell me I ain't apologizing for shit. Good for you. Da da da. No, for the most part, nobody apologized. You had some bitches saying that they never said it. You had some bitches saying, well, I still ain't gonna apologize. So at least Tasha apologized. I still ain't got an apology. You see what I'm saying? So go back and look at that story time if you want more information on that. Regarding the Tasha and Cardi situation, how I felt about that, right? Boom. But as far as this situation right here, right? I feel like Tasha was right, but she was wrong. I'm gonna tell you why, plain and simple. I could see where she was going as far as the takeoff situation, but we gotta remember everybody grieves differently. Some people party. I've had people tell me when their loved ones have passed away, they party because that was their way of getting their mind off the situation. I've had people tell me that they drink their pain away. I've had people tell me that some people grieve and they shut down. Some people take their anger out on people. I gave y'all an example of the store when I went in the store one time and the girl told me she had very nasty customer service, but she's always throwing shade and stuff. But this time it was like basically she was making me the like the I'm not gonna say punch bag because it didn't go to physical, but it was like I just what like everything was what I just got a lot on me. I just got a lot on my mind. It just I had three, it was just like it was too much. It was giving soap opera, okay? Because you like that. So the manager, I told y'all, the manager had apologized to me. She was like, I knew she had a lot going on. It's my fault because I shouldn't have made her come to work with her on the edge like that, and I already knew she was on the edge. I shouldn't have made her come to work like that. I should have made her stay home. I think it's your fault, but I also think it's her fault because you cannot make people the receiving end of your drama, your stuff that you got going on in your world, because that's not making me feel bad for you. That's, if anything, that's making me, I told y'all, I'm pretty cut and dry. If anything, I'm not giving a shit because how am I supposed to feel bad for you and you taking your anger out on me? Like, I really don't give a shit because I feel like we all go through things. But anyway, I just give you that example of you got different people in the world that handle, grieving differently, if that makes sense, right? Boom. So, um, I get what Tasha's saying. Tasha was basically saying, how can you say this, but you did that? Okay, boom. Good point. But that's why I'll say you right. But I must also say you wrong. Because I'm gonna tell you why. You already know you and this girl have issues. I just told you where you're right? Okay. That's where, to be honest, I get you on the platform. You gotta speak on how you feel about stuff. Oh, going back to the Sharina stuff before I forget my thought, because y'all know I forget my thought. I know y'all probably saying, well, what was Sharina? What was you saying? Sharina had brought up how, I'm gonna tell y'all about the Sharina part that I thought was dark humor. Then I'm gonna tell y'all where I felt Tasha was wrong. Then I'm gonna wrap this bitch up, okay? So, boom. Sharina came out and said she had cancer not too long ago. Y'all probably read about that. Boom. I think she said she had beat it, fought it, whatever. Boom. So then, Tasha made a joke about saying how and if you had to catch it. You had to catch it because it was some slick shit, right? But it was funny as hell, but it won't funny. Because I've had people that passed away from cancer. So it was funny, but it won't funny. Because it was like that. I'm gonna tell you why I said it, right? She said, we didn't know you had cancer because if we knew you had cancer, we would have been praying for a stage 4. I said, damn, that's some dark humor. But it was kind of funny, but it won't kind of funny because it was like, y'all been living off this lady for all these years, and it is so effed up. It's so effed up because Wendy got her ways, but it's like, damn. You could tell, like, when Wendy wasn't working, you could just tell they life cracked, like they lifestyle. They had to sell their homes, they had to sell their car. You could tell their world came crumbling down. You could just tell shit got real when Wendy won't bring it in a check. That's how you could tell she was, for the most part, her back was basically what was holding everybody up. Lil Kevin, Big Kevin, Sharina, like you could just tell they was living off, they was living off the hog because of her. You could just tell. So to be honest, I told y'all I'm again cut and dry. I give sympathy where it's needed. So when Sharina said that, in a way, I kind of felt what Tasha was saying, but I know it was a joke. But I don't think you should prey on nobody having stage 4. But it was just so funny because it was clever what she said. Like, it was just some clever shit. But anyway, nonetheless, we glad you got better, Sharina. Maybe that taught you to be a better person, and I'm gonna leave that there. Because anybody that can beat cancer, to me, you're a warrior, and to me, that's God giving you a second chance. So maybe, you thought about some things and how you moving in these streets, and maybe you say you was going to get yourself together. You got to be careful sleeping with people, man. Because like I always tell y'all, karma come back in different ways. And I'm going to leave that there. So boom. So going back to Tasha, then I'm going to write this video up. I told you where I think you're right, but I'm going to tell you why I think you're wrong. You have a history of taunting this girl. You already owe her money. It's pretty cut and dry. You would think that you would shut up. I'm just being honest. You would think that you would just let it be, shut up. When she says she's taking it easy on you, I believe her. I believe her. I never even thought about it. That law firm that you advertise sometime. I didn't know that was a whole other chat. Obviously, she knows some shit. They been saying that you've been hiding your money in Africa. If she know that, she just might, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what that girl know. I believe her, and I believe her when she says she don't need the money. Because we not going to sit up here and act like Cardi broke. Cardi got money. She don't need that. If anything, you need it more than she do. I believe her when she said she's taking it easy on you. And I believe her when she said, if you keep running your mouth, she going to, basically put her foot on your neck. It seemed like to me you would calm down a little bit. You just apologized not too long ago. So it seemed like to me you would, already dragged her name through the mud. Y'all done went to court, you lost. You got to pay all that money. So I know people was going in on Cardi when they said she was talking about Tasha kids. I don't think so. That's not what she was doing. She was basically saying, in so many words, if you tell somebody, I'm going to make sure your kids don't go to college, right? You basically saying, keep effing with me, and I'm going to run your pockets so dry that it's going to affect future generations to come. That's basically what she was saying. Because without YouTube and without all these media outlets, what would Tasha have? Let's keep it a stat. You gain all this money and, fame through social media. If they were to shut social media down today or tomorrow, what will you have? What will you have? You dependent on social media versus Cardi. She could drop music. Before there was social media, people were still dropping music. Anita Baker, Luther, Keep Sweat. Before they had social media really started to take off, people was dropping music from the beginning of time. But the reason why you are Tasha K is because of YouTube, your streaming platforms, stuff like that. I think you need to chill. Because if she really can't put her foot on her neck the way she's on your neck the way she says she can, Molly, you are in danger, girl. You need to chill out. You may feel how you may feel, which you did make a valid point this time. But just chill out. And I don't think she was talking about your child. She was just basically saying, you keep effing with me, it's going to be hard for them to make it out here. Because I'm going to run them pockets so dry. Kind of like people say, a person can make so much money, it can help future generations to come. She was basically saying, you keep trying her, your kids going to be paying for the consequences of your actions. That's not talking about y'all kids. Y'all got to stop stamping everything somebody talking about somebody's kids. Stop doing it. Stop stamping it. Because how you think Cardi feel about her child one day having to hear the stuff that Tasha said about her mother? It goes both ways. Y'all got to stop picking and choosing what y'all want to be mad about. I keep telling y'all that. It's not right. If it works for Tasha, it gotta work for Cardi. If it works for Cardi, it gotta work for Tasha. Plain and simple. If we're gonna be fair, we're gonna be fair. Tasha, you made your point. Let it be. Let it be. You know she don't mind going down to the courthouse. You already know this. And you could come up here all day long and talk your shit, but you know damn well you ain't trying to hand over that money. Because nobody be trying to hand over that money, let alone that kind of money. Come on now. Let it be.